Yeah, there were challenges. I I just had a pretty serious surgery, and I'd had to take a bunch of time off, and so I was out of leave days, and I was going to be docked pay, and then the organization I work for has a rule that if you're off more than 5 days, you've got to have a real reason, like be part of Family Medical Leave Act or have doctor's notes or stuff, you know. But I knew it was something I had to do, so I just told my boss, I said, these are the days I'm going to be gone. And I just did it on faith, and everything worked out fine. You know, I was in violation of my contract because of the days I was going to be gone, too many days. And I was going to get docked a couple days pay salary, and it all worked out fine. It was a fear that, you know, going up front, seemed like a real fear, but then once I got through all of it, it was no big deal. It all just worked out perfectly. One of the things I remember that was a huge, maybe not fear, but it was a negative perception I had of myself, was about my body. And I always had this perception of, you know, when I'd go swimming, I'd always wear a t-shirt, and I always thought I looked this way, and I always thought people thought that I looked this way. And so I went to the WOW, and I started, and we did some different activities about how we are perceived and how people perceive us. And I realized, oh, that's crazy. You know, all these years that I've lived, I've thought had this one perception that was a negative perception, but it really was not true. And so it was just a big eye-opening experience that I had been living with this fear of what people thought, and then I realized, well, that was just my own illusion. And I realized it was an illusion, and so it's really made me more comfortable when I'm around people and made me feel better about myself. And I mean, sometimes I backslide and I have this perception of how I look, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's not what I learned. I learned that this is the truth, and that what I had believed all those years was an illusion. And so it's really made me so much happier from day to day of being in a crowd or being in front of class and talking and realizing that it was just a joke, that I really wasn't looking like that. It's changed drastically. I went from single and living in fear and having these ideas of myself, and to being happily married to my divine partner. And I had been told for over 20 years that I would not ever have any children, and now I have a beautiful little girl, and she's just perfect. I mean, she's not just beautiful, everybody sees her, she says she's just perfect. And she's, you know, we have a nice house we're living in, and you know, we're able to pay our bills, and you know, we're making it. And from being in a bad relationship years ago to this wonderful relationship, I'm thankful, and I feel blessed that I'm in this relationship, because I know how bad a relationship can be. And so, you know, I thank the Lord all the time that I'm in this relationship, and that I have a perfect wife and a perfect little girl, and everything's going in the right direction, and I'm just excited that it's all rolling in the right direction.